Destroying a tank with a light anti-armor weapon often takes luck as well as skill. FPV operators face the same challenge as foot soldiers firing shoulder-launched weapons at tanks. It is not easy to destroy a heavy tank with a light warhead. New videos suggest they have found a tactic to not just damage tanks, but to produce an instant kill, with a series of social media posts showing Russian tanks disintegrating in spectacular fireballs. It appears to be the result of exact targeting rather than luck. The FPV kamikaze drone is a racing quadcopter usually carrying an RPG warhead. One of the commonest types is the PG-7V, introduced in 1961 and normally fired from the veteran RPG-7 launcher. The anti-tank weapon of choice for insurgent groups from the Vietnam War was through Iraq and Afghanistan. The PG-7V weighs around 3 pounds, close to the limit of what a small FPV can carry and still fly any distance. But by the standards of anti-tank rounds, it is a lightweight. The warhead of the NLAW launcher weighs 4 pounds, and the mighty Javelin missile delivers a 19-pound warhead. Bigger warheads are preferred for 2 reasons: armor penetration and behind-armor damage. All of the above weapons are based on a heat or shaped charge design which blasts a narrow jet of high-speed metal when it detonates. The basic PG-7V warhead will penetrate about 10 inches of steel armor. This sounds like a lot, but the T-72, the commonest type of Russian tank, has about 15 inches of armor on the front of the turret and around 20 inches at the front of the hull. So, an older weapon like the PG-7V has very little chance of causing serious damage in a frontal attack. Tank armor is concentrated at the front, which is facing the enemy during an assault, with less carried on the sides of the rear. A foot soldier may only get a chance to shoot at the front of an oncoming tank, but an FPV operator can fly around and find a better angle. The side and rear armor of the T-72 are less than 4 inches thick, making it thin enough for even the PG-7V to go through. But getting through the armor is not enough. What matters is how much damage the warhead causes on the other side. And while heat rounds are excellent for punching through steel plate, they may not do much on the other side. In her Battle of Dien Bien Phu, Chaffee light tanks took as many as 7 hits from light anti-tank weapons and kept going, often with only minor crew injuries. The PG-7V is also something of a lightweight, and FPV hits on Russian tanks generally do no more than damage them at best. Describing an early FPV attack in Sept 2022, analyst Ukraine Weapons Tracker noted that the tank is unlikely to be seriously damaged by such a weapon, but that it's an interesting development, as more and more FPV drones are used in such a role. In other cases, commenters note that a strike appears to have at least damaged a T-90M, or that it is not clear if damaged or destroyed, but smoke comes out of its barrel, so there's fire inside. Essentially, the best FPV operators could do was to leave a Russian tank smoking and hopefully on fire, with follow-up reconnaissance indicating whether the vehicle had burned up. In recent videos, PFVs have had far more dramatic effects, with several showing Russian tanks exploding instantly in unquestionable total kills. It has long been known that Russian tanks are prone to explode violently when hit due to the unprotected ammunition storage system. When this happens, the turret is often blasted clear of the tank body, an effect known as turret toss. This vulnerability is a side effect of using automatic loaders for the main armament. Rather than having a crew member retrieve rounds and load them individually, they are stored in a carousel. The tank needs one less crew member and has a higher rate of fire, but is vulnerable to instant destruction. It It seems that Ukrainian FPV operator have found an Achilles heel in Russian tank design, a spot where even a hit from a light weapon can set off the stored ammunition and trigger instant destruction. The spot in question is at the turret rear, and while in early FPV attacks the operator was only concerned to hit the target, they are now skillful enough to target this exact spot. In an extended video posted on December 24th, a column of Russian armor, 3 tanks, and 3 personnel carriers comes under sustained FPV attack from the Atom tactical group. One by one, every single vehicle in the assault group is struck in the same place, with the operator sometimes circling around the target before swooping in to target the turret rear. The effects are not shown, but according to the text, all 6 vehicles were destroyed, and the strikes all appear to be well aimed.